First and foremost, thank you, delegates. Thank you for your time and diligence, and thank you especially for your support of our caucus system, a system that I've always used and will always only use in this process. My name is Mike Kennedy, and I'm running to serve as your next United States Senator. We all know the story of the shepherd boy David, who fought the fearsome giant Goliath when all others were too scared for such an uneven fight. David was not out for power, glory, or riches. He was fighting to free his people from the bondage Goliath threatened. I'm impressed with the courage it must have taken to walk onto the field of battle with little more than a stick, a sling, and a bag of stones. Each of us is armed with certain abilities. As a physician, I'm a trained listener. As an attorney, I'm a trained advocate. And as a legislator, I've learned that by working together, we can solve even our biggest problems. I believe our debt is the most significant risk to our country's future, and I will fight vigorously to reduce this giant problem. I strongly oppose continuing resolutions and pork-filled omnibus bills created by politicians who refuse to make tough decisions. I live on a budget. You live on a budget. Our government should live on a budget. I support a strong military for national defense and keeping our promises to our veterans, especially those wounded in our service. I believe our children's education should be controlled by parents and teachers at the local level, and not by government bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. I don't just talk about my support for the Second Amendment. I vote in favor of the Second Amendment. In regards to immigration, I believe elected officials should keep their promises to the American people, and I support President Trump in doing what is necessary to protect our borders and enforce our laws. I will also work to fix our legal immigration system so good and hardworking people like my family who go through the legal process and want to obey our laws can provide for their families and help meet the needs of our growing economy. I will vote to confirm judges like Antonin Scalia, who interpret our Constitution based on the original and the inspired intent of our founders. I oppose Obamacare and every other scheme that puts the government between the doctor and the patient. And as your next senator, I will vote to repeal Obamacare. If we need federal health care reform, how about starting with our federal legislators going on Medicare or using the VA? I suspect there will be rapid improvements for how those programs work for the average American if we do that. I favor market competition and free trade. I support the President's efforts to restructure our trade agreements so that they're fair for us, especially those with China. It's about time that products designed in America are made in America. As a legislator, I read every bill I ever voted on. As your senator, I will do the same, and I will vote no on every bill that they try to slip by in the dead of night. When a bill is longer than Tolstoy's novel War and Peace, it deserves to die a peaceful death. As your senator, I will demand honesty, transparency, and fair play. As the father of 8 wonderful children, I believe in leading by example. As your newest senator, I will set the kind of example that has been at the core of Utah values since the days of our pioneers: honesty, hard work, and compassion for the weakest among us. These are Utah values, and these are my values. Today I stand before you as an everyday working Utahn who has been blessed to live and raise his family in our beautiful state. I started with the story of David and Goliath, but not for the reason you might think. In this battle, you are David, firm in your fight for liberty. Goliath is Washington, D.C., intimidating but beatable. And I am your stone, ready to be flung at the foes of liberty who seek to oppress us. Working together, we will defeat the Goliaths in Washington and restore our government where it belongs, in the hands of the people. Again, my name is Mike Kennedy, and I humbly ask for your support. Thank you.
Yeah, he grabbed like 4 of them. 3.